my God.
And you
I've
actually
achieved what I wanted to achieve, and it's okay. It has gone smoothly.
It's triggered in adulthood, but ni kitu ilianza ukiwa mdogo. Vile tulikuwa tunasema unaambiwa like you have to work really 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 hard, like unaona ile unafika nyumbani you can't even, you're not even a kid,
you're
basically
feeling guilty for resting.
Thank you.
It's a Saturday, but no. What up, guys? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Profound Connections. I cannot believe it is episode 2. Episode 2, guys. Thank you for the love that you've shown. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for showing even love to our new page on Instagram and just interacting with us. I am Becca, by the way. As usual, I have my suspect, usual suspect. My friend, my buddy. Yeah, how are you?
I am good, mommy. How are you?
I am well. But first of all, introduce yourself.
I am Doreen. Yes. Yes.
Doreen Nani. Doreen Wing.
Doreen Shabet.
Yeah. That's how it is. How you been? How's life?
Been great. I've had an interesting week. Yeah. Hot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
It is hot.
Are you guys noticing? It's like the sun is a few inches lower than usual.
It is.
Right?
Global warming is here.
What's it? Pandeni miti. Acheni jokes.
Pandeni miti. What else? Did I say pandeni miti? Okay. Pandeni miti.
Not kukwea, but then when you from it, I don't like literally kukwea.
Oh, apana ile ya
plant trees.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what else? Juzi, I was in Nakuru. The other side of like Rift Valley. The sun is not like yours.
And it's not a place you expect.
You know the way they usually say the sun is the same all over the world. It's not.
That's a little.
We need to talk to
more
scientists.
Degrees hotter.
I'm telling you, it was so hot. The heat was heating.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. But then we pray for rain.
Amen, man.
Because the country is really dry. In fact, it's not even the country. The world as a whole is very dry. Animals now, Znafa, it's really bad. So we just pray for rain.
And this could be worse than the previous drought, you know?
Yeah.
In areas like Kajiado, it is heartbreaking. You walk around, you find cattle dying, you know. It's a sad situation, really, guys. Make a point of, taking care of the environment, because it starts with you. Panda miti. Panda miti.
Yeah, and you guys, how are you experiencing the hot weather?
Yeah, tell us.
What's happening? What measurements are you taking?
Mimi kwanza, I'd love watu kutoka coast, Turkana. Like we compare notes, We want to compare notes.
But it's like we have changed weather, But uzuri, rain is coming.
We are hopeful.
There's rain in different parts of the country. Yeah. I hope in Nairobi, especially, it only rains at night. I don't like it when it rains during the day and then you're out and about doing your things. I kind of what's the word? There are people who actually love that weather. I don't mind it. It's cool, but it's not raining. You get then it rains at night. That's awesome.
The wetness is quite inconveniencing, especially if you have to wake up, go to work.
Yeah.
If you're using public means, even worse,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. By this point, we'll take that over the sun.
Over the sun, anytime, any day. Yeah. Anyway, so as usual, I have icebreaker questions. Yeah. So the first one would be, if you could have dinner with anyone alive, you never know who's watching. You never know if he is or she is watching. Who will it be?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I just find him. He's the kind of, his age, and then I like his conversations. Like if you listen to him speak, he's not one of those people who will just have a conversation for the sake of it. Like, there's depth to it. And then he's hella funny. I mean, like, I think I liked him from was it Blackish, where he was Anthony Anderson's dad? Yeah, I just loved him from there. So yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So the second one is, what single thing makes you nostalgic?
Nostalgia. Single thing.
Only one thing, Mr. Kimaneno Wengi. Moja tu.
Um, I would say the smell of rain, like on like fresh rain, like freshly rained on soil. That like it takes me to
Yonder.
like memories from way back. Like there are times you catch scents and then they just trigger memories in you. You're like,
That's true.
yeah,
That's
or some
true.
songs, right? Yeah.
Okay, the next one is, what's the first thing you do when you get home from a trip? Don't lie, we are girls.
Remove my bra.
Amen.
Hey,
Don't leave me hanging, boo. Yeah.
yo, these things are heavy. Do not be lied to.
They're heavy, they are annoying, they're uncomfortable. No, I mean, lucky, I really, okay.
It's
I
like
don't
men
think
walking
I'm-
around with a jock strap the whole day.
It's like, it's torture.
It's
torture.
just bad, man.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So, on serious business, our topic for today is tackling imposter syndrome, guys.
What about you?
What?
The icebreaker questions.
Oh, you want me to answer?
I want to know the one person you have.
Let me ask myself, then I answer. Cindy, okay.
So, if you could have dinner with anyone alive, who would it be?
Anyone alive? Does God count?
Well, if you have conversations with him.
I would love to have like a small committee.
Right?
Like, what's your formation? What's your formation?
Na mtu fulani ukimtengeneza like
what's your formation about my life? Yeah, I think, but really, who would I love to have a conversation with? Let me see. The thing about me, I don't think I'm supposed to say it, but I don't believe in like this until you have role models. Or
I also don't.
You're putting
also
someone
don't
in a higher
believe
power
that,
than you. But honestly, I don't know.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure who.
All right.
But if I could take a pick, Oprah,
All right.
Tyler Perry, they have a different way of thinking. I love interacting with people who have a different way of thinking other than how I think, because it kind of gives me a different impression.
Okay,
stuff, yeah.
that's nice. What single thing makes you nostalgic?
What single thing makes me nostalgic? The smell of petrol. I love it.
Kwani ulikuwa junkie the previous life? Because petrol.
Yeah, imagine.
It doesn't make you nauseous. Wow.
I like it.
Nice. All right. What's the first thing you do when you get home from a trip?
The layer night, I remove my bra.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
And get into nice clothes, comfy clothes. Take a shower, mama. Take a shower. Yeah. So as I said, our topic is tackling imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you what's your take on imposter syndrome? What does it mean to you?
Well, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of I'm not, you're doubting your abilities. You're doubting, even if you're an expert in that field, you still doubt yourself. You feel like you've fooled people, like, yes, I've fooled all of you. I'm not really good at this, but I've fooled all of you, yeah? But it's often internal. It's very different from you're in a place where people make you feel that way.
Okay.
Like this is self-doubt. It's often called perceived fraudulence.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Okay. We're getting there.
Yes. Okay. You feel like a phony, basically. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And would you say I think it comes in different areas of life.
Yeah,
So
true.
When you're a child, funny enough, also children go through imposter syndrome.
Yeah, true.
So
Very
like
much
when you
so.
go when you go through your different phases of life, how do you think it manifests? Yeah.
Well, like it's very nice you touched on kids. So I find that in most people, by the time they develop this imposter syndrome, and by the way, guys, when we say imposter syndrome, it's not really a diagnosable disease per se, yeah. But it is something that can really lead to things like anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
So remember when you're a kid and maybe your parent constantly tells you, you have to really work hard at school, you're being compared to your siblings or to other kids. So it starts there.
Okay.
Because you get to a point you're like, no, nimepata 98, but it's still not
It's
good
not
enough.
good enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it, within you, hata kama mtu mwingine hajakwambia. And maybe when your parents were saying it, they're not saying it from, yeah. So
Okay. And what do you think are the most common signs of imposter syndrome? Like, how can you tell? Hata wewe personally, you're like, ay, apana, I'm sleeping,
yeah,
or like I'm feeling inadequate, as you said, or
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
full of doubt, or what? I'm feeling as if mostly you're feeling as if you cannot, what's it called? You cannot perform. Yeah. What do you think are the signs?
Well, there's sensitivity to like little things. Like you're constantly checking everything around you. Because among the types of there's that perfectionism, yeah. So you're constantly checking and rechecking. You're doubting yourself, yeah.
Okay.
So you're constantly checking. You want everything to be perfect, even the smallest of details, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So aside from that, there's always you want to do things on your own because you believe people will mess up.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I can do it myself.
Right.
I'd rather do it myself than, let other people come in and mess up.
Okay.
But then at the same time, even once you do it yourself, you still doubt yourself. That's the thing with imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Like you believe, yes, like I can do this, I can do bad all by myself. But even afterwards, you still feel bad. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still
Okay.
feel like you haven't accomplished.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, do you think it's whatever you've said is triggered
Yeah.
by what's it called? Because I feel like
Yeah.
how will I put it? Like it starts when you're young.
True.
I think in this podcast you'll hear a lot of youngs.
Yeah.
Because but I think it starts when you're younger because you grow probably in an environment or not even an environment, even maybe in school.
Yeah.
Where you have this teacher or someone who's bullying you or someone who's making you feel some type of way, and you're always in the need of proving. Because imposter syndrome is basically
you have self-doubt and a lot of it.
Yes, you're always in every minute of your life you're proving. So do you think it's triggered now that we're adults, that it's triggered by something that happened along your life as you were growing up?
For some, yes. For some, yes. For others, it could be a personality trait, like you have perfectionism. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just a perfectionist. Yeah. You're an overachiever. So you're constantly like, and then there are biases in the community, like gender biases, race, right? So you're a woman working in a field full of men. So you constantly feel like you need to outshine, because won't feel either I got this job because my boss pitied me, I'm a woman. Yeah, so you're constantly doubting yourself.
Okay.
In terms of race, you find that you're an expert. You're in a country of a different race. So in that office, you're constantly trying to prove yourself. Even if you are good, like you might have gotten A's, you are the best in class, like best in your field, it can still affect you. And actually, most of the time, it affects overachievers.
Yes, that's very true. I just
Of
wanted to add that.
achievers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Hey, okay, Sawa. So,
And also constantly attributing your success to like other things aside from yourself. Like you don't believe, I know it's apana ni luck. Do you know you might find yourself sabotaging your own work? Yeah, because you keep others from recognizing your talent. Someone might come to you and say, I've noticed 1, 2, 3 things, about your work. And then you go, actually ndio nifanye hii ni kwa sababu, like you have a reason. It's not thank you. Yes, it's my talent. You're not giving yourself credit. Yeah. You're doubting, like there's so much going on inside. It's not even about other people, it's you.
It's me.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced?
Yeah, a whole lot. I think imposter syndrome is my section. But I'm trying to overcome it because I think in different stages of my life, it has appeared in different forms.
Yeah.
Like it has appeared when I was in school through teachers, through students. It has appeared when I'm at home. Because the honest thing is, even in our home setup, the pressure is pressure. Hey, you can't just be slacking over there. Utaambiwa sasa wewe mwenzako anafanya hivi, wewe sijui unakaa tu hapo.
Constantly
And then
being compared.
Yes, exactly, that's the word. Like that comparison is a real, it just I don't know. I don't even know why people do that. Please stop. And what other form? Even like in a workplace. I think I've shared this before. Like you know deep in your heart you're doing what is right. But someone will come at you and be like, nah. But you start doubting yourself. It just says that, come on, you're being told this is not oxygen you're breathing, it's carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Like, no. I know for a fact it's oxygen. What are you telling me? And then you just become in a place in your life, you're in such a limbo.
Yeah.
And it gets you, and it's really bad because I think that's where anxiety kicks in. Because you go to work every day, yes, you're working, you're doing, but you're always like, you're tiptoeing, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this? Am I doing this? And for me, when I have that environment, as usual, as I told you in episode 1, I'm just like, I can't deal with this. But it's not an excuse. We need to learn how to overcome it.
True.
Because I feel it will always happen. It's like something that God put on earth to challenge us to be better. You know, there's that two ways of looking at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I feel like people should just give grace, man. Just give grace to people. Actually give grace to yourself.
To yourself.
Yeah, because
True.
constant. I remember like when I was in the music business. Watu huko nje wanajua tapa girl is tapa. Mimi hata sitaki kundi stage. Mimi hata sitaki kudance because I doubted myself. Because I was constantly, I just have to say it, I was constantly being compared to someone. And I was like, me, kwanza I'm compared to a guy. I'm like, I'm a girl. I can't have the same energy.
The gender bias.
Yes, it's really nini. But anyway, we live, we learn.
Trust me, I have gone through it. Remember, there's this thing you guys are always saying, voiceover. Now let me tell you why I've never even bothered. Let me just be honest.
Tell us.
Excuse me. Yeah. But yes, fine. You sound like half a dude. I don't know. Like you have that voice.
You have a good voice.
Yeah. You see, even now, like I can't just say yes, I have a good voice.
Yeah.
Like, but though, it's like I'm embarrassed. I don't want non-kama ni kuringa. I don't know. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So each time you'd tell me, okay, see, kuna such and such a place, you go try it out. I'm like, yeah, okay. I even go Google, nikachukua scripts. I started practicing and even sent to Jackson. I'm like, what do you think? Akwe sawa, okay, rekebisha here and there and there. And then I'm like, wait. Ninajikaza hapa kuna watu wamesomea hii vitu.
Hata
mimi hata si wa hii profession. What am I doing? Why am I lying to people? I'm like, nyinyi watu, like I've successfully fooled you guys. I have a good voice. And imagine, voice iko ndani yangu. It's really bad. Yeah, it's really bad. Honestly, it's crippling.
It actually makes us not achieve anything in life.
It cripples you completely.
But do you think, I think we're talking about this a few weeks or days ago, and I think imposter syndrome is a big factor in accepting bare minimum.
Oh.
Even for yourself.
Yes.
You know, you're like, I will just go for this. I'll just do this job because anyway, vile tunaongeanga tu, hiyo tu kuongea. Ama tu, nita accept tu juu, you know.
Now, you know, inafika mahali, you've doubted yourself so much. If you meet manipulative people in your life, that is the end of you. Because now you already doubt yourself.
Have you met manipulative bosses? Hey, bro.
No, nakuta hata you're more qualified. But because you doubt yourself,
unaenda
hautayo progress, honestly.
Anaweza kuuliza 1 + 1 useme ni 5. Lakini unajua ni 2, but amekumanipulate until you think you're a fala. You can't.
And you have to be very careful, especially if you have a personality like it's called neuroticism or something, like in psychology. Yeah?
You guys,
so
Kwanza, just have your notebooks at your work.
No, like you see, there are different personality traits, right?
Yes.
So there are people who are prone to just get anxious. So if you also have imposter syndrome, like that is just highway to anxiety, depression. To you imagine the pressure of constantly, you're not even proving yourself to other people. You're trying to prove yourself. Not even right, wrong. You're working against your biggest enemy. It's so sad, honestly. So sad.
It is. It is. And what do you think are the triggers in our day-to-day life? Because you see, yes, we've talked about the history that we have. We've talked about all these things, but day in, day out, they're triggers. And in fact, it's so bad that I might be the one triggering you.
Yeah,
I'm
without
a close
knowing.
friend, but I'm the one triggering you. So what do you think are the day-to-day whatever that triggers?
Well, number one, offhanded comments. Like, yes, you want to compliment someone, right? But be careful what you're saying, because you don't know what this person is going through ndani yake. So you might be there, by the way, ni poa lakini unaenda hapo na perfectionism yako. Hapa haiko straight, sijui iko which angle, obtuse, sijui.
If you're giving a comment, give a comment.
Calm down.
If you're
criticizing,
criticize.
Hey, choose a struggle, like,
or choose the moment.
And also your tone and how you deliver that criticism, right? Because you find someone akona his own internal struggles, alafu wewe unaenda unaongeza unknowingly, kidogo anxiety pills, right? You might even stop doing what you love.
Yeah. Okay. For real, we go through a lot in life. Kids don't grow up. So how do you think we can overcome this thing?
Well, have a strong support system. Have people around you, like, and genuine people. You remember the first episode we were talking about friendships? So basically, have people around you who understand and know you, wako like, ukianza po kusema pana haijakapa, wanakwambia calm down, imagine it's fine, it looks beautiful, it is fine. Hata kama unaona maybe iko kidogo tu imebend kidogo, let that go. No one is perfect, nothing is, you're not what is it called, like all-knowing. You're not, what is it, omniscient or all-knowing, like an all-knowing being.
What is being all-knowing, guys?
Is it omniscient?
It can't be omnipresent.
It can't be something like that. So just have people around you can talk to, right? You can go to a friend and tell them, hey, by the way, I feel like I really love doing this, but I am constantly doubting my ability, my talent, my expertise. And make sure you're talking to a person who can really help. Kuna mwingine atakusikiza kwambia, hey, afadhali wewe mimi.
My company is sasa utado.
Hey, like I'm here.
Why are we friends? You're supposed to be helping me, Mana.
Ama, how do you people deal with, some things like this? Like, you go to a person, you go talk to them, you tell this person, so yesterday, when I was presenting project 1, 2, 3, honestly, I don't feel like this project is good enough. So give me an honest opinion, right? And this person goes through this, whatever presentation you have, and they're like, wait, this is really good. When you're given that compliment, honestly, now that's your part. You have to constantly remind yourself that unaona hizo thoughts ziki pop up, the self-doubt, just constantly tell yourself, acknowledge the feelings that you have, like, yes, I acknowledge I am 100% doubting my ability. 100%. But I know I'm good at this. Otherwise, singekuwa nimefika mali nimefika, singekuwa naitwa an expert in this field. Right?
True.
And trust you me. Unaona hao watu, like, at huyo Oprah, you might find that she's had these feelings at some point in her life. So you give grace to people, as you were saying. And also mental health practitioners. You can go for therapy. Talk to this person, like.
Kwanza nowadays, there are places which are free. You can talk to people.
Now,
we'll
guys,
get those ninis and put them up and down. Just, we're being nice.
And also, you might think it's just in areas concerning your professional life. Kuna watu wana imposter syndrome in marriages. Imposter syndrome in their marriages. you're like we tu unatembea like you're actually a good dad or a good mom, but tu unaenda kila mahali tu uko kai akia watu hawajui tu venye na wadanganya like I am forging it's but that is what marriage is like. Hakuna mtu alipatiwa manual akaambiwa it's supposed to be like this. If you're doing your best, you're doing your best, believe it. If your wife husband tells you imagine you're good, believe it. Try, because that's now your part.
And do you think, just now because you've just tackled marriage, do you think parenting plays a big role
Absolutely
in the child when it comes to imposter syndrome?
Yeah,
because I feel like our parents have it in themselves. Imposter syndrome is our third. It's their first name. But yeah, they're always constantly, and I don't blame them because I feel like even as an adult, live alone with a parent, you're always constantly wanting to do the best.
Yeah.
So if you're not there, if you're not, what's that law, whatever?
Or Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes, if you're not reaching where you feel like you need to reach and your needs are not met, you constantly feel no.
Yeah, you're not enough.
You're not enough. You constantly feel that you need to prove. You constantly need that you need to feel that you're doing this and this. So how it translates to oh, it may move. Oh, okay, Apple. So wait. Like so you're just in the constant movement of
battle
of proving, guys.
Proving yourself.
Yeah.
But it's true. What you're saying is absolutely true. For some people, it started from when you were younger, or rather it's triggered in adulthood, but ni kitu ilianza ukiwa mdogo. Vile tulikuwa tunasema unaambiwa like you have to work really hard, like unaona ile unafika nyumbani you can't even, you're not even a kid,
you're basically feeling guilty for resting.
Thank you.
It's a Saturday, but no.
Unataka
lazima uwe na makazi. Like I'm gonna mention her, my auntie. Mimi namwambia baby relax, tulia.
It's like if you don't do this, you're not feeling.
Yeah.
Na unajua inafika mahali in life mtu genuinely anataka kukupatia kitu, like anakwambia okay, anataka kukupatia your grace, vitu uko hapo hapana, no, like you think for you to get, maybe let's say hata kama ni love, like for you to be loved you have to do certain things like chores, ufanyie watu vitu, you know, because now you're doubting your own worth already. Yeah, so you prove to people that if I come wash your clothes utaona nakupenda. Unaona?
Transactional.
It becomes transactional, yeah. And it's really bad because mtu hii from the time anakuwa mtoto
anaona
shuleni ameambiwa you have to work hard. Aya, ameambiwa kwa nini ushiki mathematics kama kazini yako mtu fulani. Kwanza family, please stop comparing your kids with other people's children. Wewe na ule baba ya huyo mtoto, you're not even of the same genetic right? So wacha mtoto awe mtoto, right? Wacha compare pressure. Understand your child na umpeleke na pace yake, because imagine we are creating another generation of basically us constantly doubting and it's really bad. You don't want your child to doubt themselves all throughout their lives.
Okay, so you've touched on the role of a safe community to help you overcome imposter syndrome and whatnot. So how best, I think it's a question I like asking the people who are around me, how best can I support you in whatever you're going through? And no, most of the times imposter syndrome, saa zingine you don't realize you have it.
Yeah, true.
It's people who are close to you or who have experience with you that point it out. They'll be like, hey, manze siku hizi wewe jidoubt sana, ama is everything okay? Because you're doing your best, but it's like you're feeling so how do you think as friends we need to be there for one another?
Well, basically truly understanding and getting to know your friend. You know, you might say I know mtu fulani, but you don't really know them. But unaona ndio ujue mpaka you point out nikwambie, hey Bex, hey, you're doubting yourself. Why are you doubting yourself? It comes from a place na kujua. Unaona, I know it's like there's a baseline and then now there's this. So I have to know the baseline. You only notice this behavior change at some point, right? So it's very important to get to know your circle, get to know your people, right? So that when the there's a difference from the norm. Una notice, okay. And then kuna watu tu wengine wao wenyewe wanajua, like I constantly doubt myself, but pia unaogopa kuambia watu kwa sababu maybe ya ego, you know, unaona kama utachekelewa, unaona no one will understand. Trust me, unaweza open up your own dada na kwambia I've been an imposter my whole life. So try opening up. Aki, communicate. Communicate. Yeah. And by the way, kuna types, unajua? There are types. I had some points here. So there's the perfectionist. There's the natural genius. Okay. Like the perfectionist, you focus on how you do things, the how. So you, idaka hivi, inafa, you know. There's natural genius. Sawa. Umeambiwa kutoka ukiwa mdogo, venye wewe ni msmart. Vile wewe ni msmart.
So
kidogo hivi unajua danda. Nishakuwa danda, right? And then there's the rugged individualist, the soloist ule, I can do bad by myself, you know. I want to do me. But sasa huyo naye asking for help from someone might be hard. Na unaona kabisa unajidoubt. Yeah. So this is, yeah, so especially for the soloist, this is where teamwork really helps. Like having a team around you. Because yes, you might be the best. But imagine other people's input in a idea. Okay. Yeah. Then there's the expert. Before you consider your work a success, you want to learn everything there is so that you don't mess up. Yeah. So you go into this in-depth research, mpaka unasahau what you were supposed to do in the first place, right? Yeah. There's the superhero, the last one, yeah? So you link your competence to your ability to succeed in every role you hold. So wewe unajuaga tu yenyewe mimi sijai fail, you know, like I always put this maximum effort na I fail. So the one time enye ita tank kidogo, you're done for. You feel like I'm inadequate. There's nothing much I can, hata hakuna vile nakusaidia. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
But guys, like, we're encouraging you to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there are different techniques of going about this stuff. Like for me, I'm really, apart from singing and writing songs, I journal a lot.
Yeah.
So
very nice.
When you journal, you kind of, what's it called? You take it away from your head. Yeah. You know, sometimes you're in deep. You're in it. In your head, you're just overthinking, you're all these things. But once you've had your day and you write it down, you kind of figure it out. You're like, over here, by the way.
Yeah.
If it's at an mimi don't need blunder. And you know, sometimes, like, how will I put it? I feel like imposter syndrome kind of can make you a harsh person. You might not be harsh, but once you're criticized, it comes out. Unakuwa defensive. So when you write things down, it kind of makes things clear. There's clarity even in how you're gonna go about the next your next day or something. You know, what are some of the ways you think the listeners can just
what you said, journaling, that is actually very good, because even in therapy you're advised, like, you know, when you're having those negative emotions, ebuka chini siku moja uandike kwa journal, right? Alafu ujipe time, rudi usome, you will laugh at yourself because you're like, hey, enyewe I go through something.
Or even you can just be writing, and then a week or 2 weeks later, you're going through your journal and like, oh my God.
And you actually
achieved what I wanted to achieve. And it's okay. It has gone smoothly, you know? And then also, I think another way is, even as you've said, sensitization of going for therapy, sensitization of talking to someone, being vulnerable. Because, manze, I think for our age group, sana, let me not talk about the others. I think tumejiwekea vitu sana.
Because that's what you've been taught.
Yeah, I know.
Usiende kwa jirani, usiambie watu mashida zetu, like, we grew up being told everything is wrong, and then you become an adult, you're like, everything you're told was wrong.
You need to unlearn.
So now you have to unlearn adulting, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
we can do it.
And also avoiding negative self-talk. And people who are negative around you. Just choose your peace, man. Choose your peace. Like, unaona those negative thoughts when they come. Stop, acknowledge, calm down. If you can journal, funga, go for a walk. Yeah? take a break from whatever you are trying to do, right? And then come back afresh.
And also another thing I read, another thing I read is do not hook yourself up with things that will make you drift away from accepting your situation. You get?
Yeah.
And I'm not, it's, people now are thinking drugs, no, it might not even that. It might be overworking.
True.
It might be not sleeping. We need rest. Our bodies need rest.
Actually,
it might be you're listening to music. Or, in fact, music is your addiction. It can be in these other things that we think they're not negative, but they have a negative what's it called, impact in your life.
Impact in your life.
Yeah. So just have positive ways of going through whatever you're going through. Yeah.
So there was a point we talked about parenting in childhood. You touched on childhood environment, because a child is not just parented by mom and dad, or mom, or, well, these days tukianza kugusia tutaongea mpaka kesho, but yeah,
It's
basically
difficult.
that. So some of the imposter feelings might develop from pressured to do well in school, compared to your siblings, parents who are over controlling or overprotective, emphasizing your natural intelligence. Kila mtu huyu ni chop natural, huyu siku ile 1+1 takushinda. I swear, hata kama ulikuwa maybe ni a slight headache, you feel you're down. And then sharp criticisms when you make mistakes as a child, sana sana, because we're talking about parenting now and childhood. So from that young age, if you went through any of this, it is very easy for this child, the more anaendelea kukua mkubwa, hata by the time anafika high school, you start doubting yourself. Because sana sana unakumbuka primary schools, especially the ones wenye tulisoma Ukambani, wenye tulitandikwa, unapata 98 bado unachapwa. I swear to God, you get to high school, you relax. Nani anakufuatilia tena? Ama like, what do you guys think? Hakuna mtu anakufuatilia. Unaenda kampo, you forget ulikuwa smart, all A's in high school. Ukifika kampo, you relax because hakuna mtu ananifuatilia. So no one told you that your achievement si eti ya kusaidia mtu mwingine nje. It's like it's you, it should be internal. You should, that ka self talk, niwe unajipatia hiyo drive, si eti uchapwe, ulazimishwe, ukwe. No.
I mean, I think I can give you guys a challenge. Wake up every day, look at the mirror, tell yourself you're enough. Because there's nothing as amazing as telling yourself that whatever comes your way that day, you'll remember, I am enough.
True. And if you find yourself with new responsibilities, well, take a moment, relax. Easy vitu, if you believe in God, easy vitu hazija kukujia just because it was chance, a stroke of luck. It's because somebody somewhere saw something in you, right? So you need to believe in yourself. Ndio hata hizi vitu zingine zitawaka.
There's something my as we're concluded, there's something my granddad always tells me, and he says it in Kikamba. I think when you told something vernacular,
it hits different.
It hits different. Unajua kwanza unaambiwa na mkubwa wako uko sasa uko low.
It's like comedy jokes in vernacular.
Yes. And he says, he always tells me, Becca, there's nothing new under the sun. That thing you're thinking about right now and it's stressing you, if it doesn't make sense in the next 5 years, imagine after your 5 years, something will happen. My phone has gone off. Uko like one thing my granddad always tells me is there's nothing new under the sun. I wish I could say it in Kikamba. You know, I can't think about it right now, but it makes total sense because the things we're worrying about now, yes, maybe they might be magnified, but it's the same exact thing. My granddad, when they were starting life in their age, they were wondering, sasa tutatoa wapi unga?
True.
Just Kenya economy, unga is the thing. It's like the base. Unga kama iko, we're all poor, you know. But yeah, so let's just give grace to ourselves. Let's love on ourselves. I mean, talk to people. If you can talk to people, have friends around you. Even if hata ni moja yule unaweza muongelesha, akuelewe. Hata saa zingine si lazima akuelewe, akusikize. Actually, that's the important part. Like last time we talked of listening to understand and not just listening to answer, right? Yes. Oh, yeah. So, do I repeat that point? Yes.
Yeah, and also, guys, success doesn't require perfection. But then, do you know there's beauty in imperfection?
Yes.
There's a lot
There's
of
a
beauty
lot
in
of
perfection.
beauty, yeah.
So give yourself grace. Like, cut
Guys,
yourself some
would
slack,
you
man.
believe I'm learning that now?
Trust me, me too. And
Mimi
I'm sure most
nilikuwa,
of you too.
I know, nilikuwa kama this letter is not being shaped nicely. I will rub that page mpaka iraruke. Sasa first of all unachapwa sasa juu. Uko sasa hivi
Umechafua.
kazi gani? Umechafua, umerarua page. Uko okay.
What?
Okay, I'm a fail. But
See?
I'm learning that Becca, mpaka nimejita. Bex, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Kama imefika kikomo you failed, tomorrow it's another day. You will try. And the one thing that I think God has instilled in my body right now is good sleep. He has given me the importance of rest. Where when I'm going through a stressful situation, when I'm trying to think about things, He gives me induced sleep.
Do you know most people take sleeping for granted, eh? So there's something called the circadian rhythm, like your sleep cycle, yeah?
Hope you've written that down.
Yeah, circadian rhythm. There's a doctor by the name of Andrew Huberman. He has a podcast by the same name, Dr. Andrew Huberman Labs podcast. Sorry. So he said something really important, and you have to get the recommended amount of hours that you should sleep. Unalala, your body resets. That's the time your body like in a repair. So you get good sleep, you wake up, go get some sun. Do you know it actually helps with vitamin D, helps with a bit of depression. Yeah. There are guys who go out like to
My head's in the gutter. My head is in the gutter. Sorry guys. Sorry, never really got an important point.
Yeah. So the sun, the sunlight, like that early morning sun, you get at least 15 minutes of it. It really helps with, depressive mood. Yeah. Go get the sun. Hata kama unasikia utaki kutoka, unajua unataka amka. Go ama fungua dirisha, wacha hiyo jua ikupige. There's a friend of mine alihamia Switzerland, yeah? It's really cold. So she noticed hana raha. Like she's just depressed. Ako tu yuko. Someone told her atafute vitamin D supplements.
All of a sudden,
and it really helped. So guys, really check on your body pia. Your body is your temple. Like indio uko nayo. There's nothing else you have. So if here is good, trust me, you're good. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
All right. In conclusion, I have, as usual, a quote, and it says, "Friendly reminder that you wouldn't be in the space you're in if you weren't qualified to be there."
Very nice. Please repeat. That is a very nice quote.
Oh, yeah, hallelujah. It says, "Friendly reminder that you wouldn't be in the space you're in if you weren't qualified to be there."
Nice.
Me, that one hit me. I was like, I'm qualified to be in the space that I'm in.
Jiamini, jikubali.
Yeah.
Have that confidence in yourself. Yeah. Nani mwingine atakuamini if you do not believe in yourself? It starts from you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us in our episode. It was an enlightening episode even for me. Naona mimi I repeat ndo niandike words then nimelearn new. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for watching. A kind reminder to subscribe, a kind reminder to follow us on our Instagram page at Profound Connections KE. And you can follow my personal page at Tapa Music. You can follow Doreen
Lumemo, LW_MEMO.
Yeah, so remember to share, subscribe, comment. Like. Yeah,
tell us.
Share with your friends. These things
have this conversation with your boys, your girls. Hata
jamani tufike 200. Next week tukuja hapa tuko 200. But yeah, thank you so much, as in from the bottom of my heart. And again, I say thank you. See you on the next episode. We'll be right here with good conversations that bring life. Yeah, I love you guys. Mwah!
Shukran.
I think this will always be my it's a rap.
Natafuta soundtrack yaku.
By the way,
song, man.
Soundtrack alafu ndo tuko tuna flow nayo. Next.